What's up, Niner family? My name is JT Magnum. Welcome back to Niner News. And it is bad news this week. My goodness. The 49ers got drubbed in Pittsburgh. Absolutely killed in Pittsburgh. 43-18. Could have gotten some more points, but some points were left on the board as we failed to score in the red zone a couple times, and it was just a bad overall day. It just didn't seem to go well. The offense seemed to sputter at the beginning. I'll get into that in just a second, but hats off to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were the better team on Sunday. There was no problems I had. Usually I have some problems with refereeing or something or whatever, and I've noticed this year it's been a little bit better. The refs have gotten better this year. It seems like they're enforcing more holding. They're catching people for things. They're even catching Richard Sherman pass interferencing people. Things are going good this year so far, but it is the early in the season, so the refs still have a chance to mess up. But hats off to the Pittsburgh Steelers fans and the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, class organization. They still lead us by one Super Bowl victory, 6-5, and they just gave us a beating. And we just couldn't cover Antonio Brown. We couldn't cover anybody, actually. Marcus Wheaton was getting down the field. Darius Hayward, Bay of all people, was getting down the field. Antonio Brown was just catching balls all over us. The running game with D'Angelo Williams, those little short yardage runs were killing us. It was just one after the other. We couldn't get them off the field on third down. They were getting all these big plays on third down and short, third down and long. They were just getting big plays, period. And it was just, it was torture to watch, but I watched the whole thing anyways. A lot of people were like, I'm turning the TV off. I was like, no, maybe they'll come back. Maybe they'll come back. And Cap did a great job in the second half. They finally adjusted. They started passing the ball, which is what I'll get into. I felt the game plan was wrong to begin with. I understand they wanted to impose their will on the Pittsburgh Steelers. They wanted to keep the offense off the field by just running the ball, but it wasn't working. It wasn't Carlos Hyde's day. They were gearing up for him. They were ready for him. They even told him at the beginning of the game they were going to game plan against him. If I were the 49ers, I would have done things a little bit different, but I'm not a coach in the NFL, so what do I know? But I'm just saying, had I been a coach, I would have just set up the pass to set up the run. This is one of those games where they score so fast like that. In order to keep up with them, you need a pass first. And Cap acknowledged that. He did say that they should have went to the pass sooner, and that they realized that it's too late now. But they realized that. So hopefully they know that inside that they do get down early a little bit from a team that's got a high potent offense like the Pittsburgh Steelers do. Maybe they'll start passing and then setting up their running game so that they can eventually catch up with the passing game. And then when that team starts to, if the defense does get some stops, then the other team, you could start running the ball a little bit more because now they think you're going to pass. So it's the NFL is all guessing games. It's all like chess match between coaches and things like that. And this time they got out coached, they got outplayed, and like I said, hats off to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was a big win for them. But I want to thank Ronbo Sports for having me on his show. I'll leave the link in the description there at the bottom. Just go into the little thing, that little tab at the bottom, click on the little tab, and you'll see the link to the video. I was actually on his podcast or show, his Niner show that he does. I was actually very glad to be on that because I've been watching that a lot lately since it's been coming out, and I really like the way he does things over there and the way he handles his podcast and show, and real professional job over there. And kudos to Rombo for having me on, and it was fun. It was very, very fun. So anybody that's come on from there and you're new to my channel here, welcome. And this is what I do. I do Niner News. I also do a lot of other, sports shows here and there. I have a website, magnumsportsnetwork.com, that I post mostly fantasy football rankings, other little blogs and things like that. I have a team of writers that's supposed to be writing, but they haven't been lately. I have to get on them. But yeah, I do a lot of different things sports-wise. I really enjoy sports a lot, and obviously I enjoy my 49ers and things like that. So welcome to the channel. But Cap, he did great. Carlos Hyde, not so much, because I think they were gearing up for him. But Cap looked very poised in the pocket this week. I liked the way he stepped up a little bit. There was a couple times where, he was backpedaling a little bit, and he's got to fix that a little bit. But other than that, he was delivering some good passes. I thought there was a couple times where he missed a couple throws. Like there was an out throw that one time the Pittsburgh Steelers were playing zone. Hard to explain, but he was basically the play was, the receiver, two receivers went out. The outside receiver went out this way, while the inside receiver did basically a straight out. And the safety got caught with that receiver, and all Cap had to do was launch it, but instead he threw to the out pattern. He completed it, and it was a first down, but he missed the chance to go over the top for a touchdown because there was nobody on the back end. And those are the type of things that hopefully he'll see the film, he'll recognize that they're in zone coverage, and then he'll throw over the top soon and start trusting those receivers to throw over the top of them. But he'll eventually get that, and hopefully they'll point it out to him. And there was throws like that, a couple throws that he missed like that all day. And then of course the wide receiver drops. Bolden dropped one, Davis dropped one, Bruce Miller dropped one in the end zone. It was just, all day long it was kind of like that. It was just not the 49ers day. But no significant injuries, a lot of people, High did leave that game with a concussion, but he didn't have a concussion. He tested negative for it, came back, could have played, but they held him out because the game was already out of hand. No use getting him back in there and getting him killed again or hitting the head again for no reason. So they held him out for the rest of the game. Smart move by the coach. Coach cares about the players, not about just, trying to come back from a 43 to something deficit. It's just not in the cards. Then you take your licks, you move on to the next game. Like Coach Tom Sula said, own it, fix it, and, move on. But very proud of the way they played. They still played their hearts out, even though, the game was pretty much, decided, but they still played their hearts out. And now we move on to Arizona next week, and hopefully we can beat them. We will talk about that and how, I'll preview that just a little bit. Hopefully they can get after Carson Palmer. That's the key, getting after Carson Palmer. He hasn't been sacked this year. He's only thrown 1 interception to 7 touchdown passes. They got to get to him. If you don't get to him, he's just going to be able to sit back there like Roethlisberger did and throw the ball. But he's not as mobile as Roethlisberger is in the pocket. He's not as good as Roethlisberger is in the pocket. So if the 49ers blitz and they do some, conventional, nice, schemed blitzes and time them perfect, they'll be able to get to him. But they got to watch the back end with those fast receivers, John Brown, JJ Nelson. They got to watch those guys because those guys are tough. Michael Floyd is back. He also can go deep. And Larry Fitzgerald, of course, mans the middle of the field. He's a great possession receiver. So they got to watch these guys. If they're playing zone, they got to watch it. Be more careful. If they're playing man, they need to stay on their top of their guys and keep with their assignments. Hopefully they can do that and get a victory, because it's going to be hard for the Arizona Cardinals to run, I believe. And it's going to be hard for the 49ers to run on Arizona. So they're going to have to, there's another team. You have to set up the pass first before you set up the run. They might have to spread them out a little bit, get them spread out, because that also stops them from blitzing so much. And the way Cap has been lately, the new pocket presence that he has, he'll be able to spread them out. And if they do try to blitz, he'll be able to hurt them a little bit. And that's what I think they should do. Hopefully the Arizona Cardinals aren't watching this. I don't think they are, but I mean, they're professionals. They don't need to be watching this, but hopefully they spread them out a little bit, get that going and keep it going until Arizona stops them, and then start mixing in some runs. So look for some screen passes as well. Arizona loves to jump the gun on those, especially, look for some fake screen passes, some slants and things like that, because Arizona loves to jump routes. So I'm looking for that too. I don't know, from what I've seen, that's what they do. Especially Honey Badger loves to jump routes. So if he tries to jump, throw a fake slant, throw a fake screen pass real quick and get, hit somebody on a slant. So that way, if he tries to jump the route, they left somebody on the back end, you can get somebody in there on a slant and get him through the backfield. So that's what, or get him through the middle of the field and maybe he can be gone. That's the kind of things I like to see. So hopefully, they can do something like that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought of last week's game against Pittsburgh, the positives, the negatives. Let me know what you guys feel about the upcoming game. Iupati might play. I hope they go after him, especially because he can't pass protect worth a dang, and things like that. Make sure, like I said, check out Rambo Sports. I'm on there doing some Niner talk on there with him. And that's it, all right? So stay tuned to next week. I'll have a breakdown of the game, the Arizona Cardinals and 49ers game on there. I might be doing something this weekend with Rambo. I'm not sure on his live thing. I have to talk to him about that. But stay tuned for lots of Niner news and some fantasy football stuff and some more shows. All right. So for JT Magnum Niner News, I'm out. Peace, y'all.